What's up, everyone? Brian and Rhonda here with ETM 540 Clubhouse. We are going to switch it up today. Rhonda has gotten the itch to work on El Nissan Patrol, which has gotten us to a point where we're getting super psyched about it because she went ahead and started sanding on the paint just to kind of get that whatever primer cover was on it off. And underneath was a badass patina job that we are all absolutely in love with. So what we decided to do is take a little break from the old Wasteland Racer build because we did get that engine mounted in the last episode, which we're super stoked about. And we went to AutoZone and bought a whole crap load of Will It Run material because today we're going to see if that 1966 Nissan Patrol will actually fire up for us, which would be amazing. When we picked it up, the previous owner said that it ran when parked, and that was about 10 years ago. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to need, so we just got all the basics and the simples, and we're going to switch out the oils and check for sparks and do all that good stuff and then see what happens. And hopefully we'll get this thing in gear and at least moving forward and backward. And maybe Rhonda can take it for a little rip around the shop neighborhood. So there's going to be some time lapse. There's going to be some just video. There's going to be all kinds of randomness, but we're going to get this beast back on the road. So come along and join us. Rhonda's already gotten started, so she's already like 4 or 5 steps ahead of us. So I need to catch up. So let's pop that hood, see what we're working with. Yeah.
I didn't know you guys got that done.
Yeah. Yeah. She's mounted. That's what we finished yesterday.
I never know things till a week later.
Yeah, until the video comes out. Yep, motor's all mounted in, so mainly, I mean, we still need to modify some stuff, but it's mainly in there. Looks cool, huh?
It does.
Yeah. All right. Rhonda approved. So as we're waiting for the air compressor to charge up, we'll just do a little walk around of Rhonda's paint, which is looking absolutely amazing. She still needs to do the front, but basically that's what it used to look like, and that's the new theme that we're going for, that we are all super stoked on. It looks rad. And then on the other side, boom. Just love it. And that's OG paint. That's the original paint color. As you can tell, obviously, by the interior. Amazing. So Ron had a good point of blowing all that dust off before we open the hood. That way we don't have any of it falling back down into the engine bay. Because we're going to spray down the engine bay as well. At least get that blown off from all the years of dust before we start opening oil, fill caps, and all that good stuff. So she's rocking out on all that. So Rhonda's doing a nice little scrapey scrape. All these little bits and pieces. Before we pop the hood, it's actually really good that she's doing all this because we're going to be climbing around in it. And the more stuff we can knock down, the better. And then when we get ready to go down and drain the oil in the oil pan, then we'll just do a quick sweep under there so we can get our little dollies underneath. this will actually be our first time truly exploring this rig. We haven't really done anything mechanically on it whatsoever other than get it here. So I'm really excited to see what treasures lie beneath it. I mean, we've looked at it, but we've never really like tinkered with it. So you guys are being able or getting to see all this for the first time with us. So welcome. Welcome.
Hi.
I was waiting for that. It's so awesome. Every time. Oh, I swear there's like 4 or 5 different levers to pop this hood, and every time I forget what the sequence is. So it takes me like 5 minutes to find it. Oh, there's one. Oh, there it is! Yes!
Woo! There she is, little beast.
Yep, there she is. Same as the last time we saw her. She needs a spray down though, so go for it. I just remembered I turned the compressor off because it's loud in here. So I gotta turn that back on. Crap!
Hey, I'm pretty sure that's aftermarket. I don't know. Maybe?
Yeah. Yep. A little bit of baling wire.
That might be aftermarket.
Wait, is that wrapped around our steering shaft?
Yeah.
Oh, glory be.
But only a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, let's get some light and see what we're working with. Whoa. So, yeah, did I mention that it was sitting outside for a while? And this has already been cleaned once before. That's just from the extra stuff that Rhonda's cleaned up. But there's going to be a lot more where that came from for sure. So before we jump under this thing to start draining the oil, I'm going to sweep up. So that way we're not rolling around in duty. Because you never know what's in that stuff. Ew. Alright, so just as a little recap, this is a 1966 Nissan Patrol, and I believe it's the L20 model. And that basically just means it's a soft top. It's got an inline 6. I can't remember the exact transmission that it has in it, but it's a 4-wheel drive, so it's got the manual locking hubs. And yeah, we're going to just start digging in and doing what needs to be done as far as checking fluids and doing all that good stuff and seeing if we can't get her to pop off. So I think to start, let's actually, if I can even find it, let's see what the oil that is in there currently looks like, wherever that dipstick is. What's that?
Whatever used to be in there.
Yeah, that's our brake fluid.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's never a good thing when you can't find your oil dipstick.
It's my gas tank.
Yeah, it's the oil fill. Oh, there it is. Way down in there. That's it.
She's a quart low.
She is short, too. Oh my gosh. That's like Aunt Amy status.
I get that.
Short, Aunt Amy.
I get it.
Yeah.
She's 10 feet tall, but
Yeah.
but not that.
So true.
No height.
All right, let's check it. That is way down in there. Okay, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it is black. And is it watery?
It smells. It's drippy like water.
It's got gas in it.
Ooh, taste it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah. So we definitely gotta address that, but I'm sure that's just from
Somebody else thought that was the gas tank too.
Yeah. It's so true. So yep, we're just gonna have to drain that oil and see how bad it is. But it is dark.
Or how good it is.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Nailed it! Oh jeez. Alright, we're good. It's a 1/2-inch drive drain plug. So it doesn't even take a socket. I've never seen one of these before. Or never worked on a vehicle with one of these. So we need to grab pretty much like a breaker bar to get to that. So let's grab one. So you're gonna want to pull it towards you. So you'll probably want to go towards me a little more. Yeah.
Oh, you got to plug it.
Oh, there we go. Cool. All right, let me get this ready. Okay, go ahead. And then we should be able to finger it out. I mean,
my nails did.
Take it out with our fingers at one point.
What are we gonna find?
Whoa! Wow, that thing ate the burrito supreme last. Oh crap! Oh crap! Overflow. We just had catastrophic failure. And this thing dumped so much oil so quick.
It's now it's the Nissan Valdez.
All right, go. It was a long time ago. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, it just dumped out so quickly because it's such a huge drain hole that it freaking overflowed our drain pan. Luckily, our concrete floors are polished, so we can clean that up pretty easily. Ew.
But there's no things. It's just juice.
Yeah, no, that's good. No shavings. Doesn't look, Rhonda's hand doesn't look metallic.
I just got my nails done. Good thing it's the same color.
Oil all down your arm.
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, that doesn't look bad, which is nice. All right, let's just let it drain and we can clean up. And this is why we save old shirts for the shop. Yeah, they look. All right, now that we've drained the oil and turned our shop floor into a ice skating rink, we are, I think, right now, while it's still draining, we let it to just completely get all that crap out of there. And the oil itself, actually, once we dumped it out and both Ron and I got doused in it, when you smell the oil on our hands, it doesn't smell like gas as much as it did on the dipstick, so that's a good sign. So I think we're gonna pull at least we might just replace all the spark plugs because we have new ones. The previous owner gave them to us. So I think we'll pull all the plugs and replace them and just check them, see what they look like, and then we'll go from there. So let's just do that. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Boom. Well, one of them just happened to already be loose. We didn't even need a spark plug socket. But that's basically what it's looking like. And it's a little dark. It's a little burnt, but nothing too gnarly. I don't know if that gap is right. I mean, it doesn't look too bad. So Rhonda's gonna pull, I think we'll just pull one, replace one, and we'll go from there. But those don't look too bad. We'll maybe keep those as spares just in case. Put them in a little tool compartment. Spark plugs. Check. Now, since we're still just letting that thing dry, I think we'll pop the radiator cap and just see if there's any fluid in there whatsoever. And if there isn't, we did get some antifreeze. And we can always fill her up.
She's a touch dry.
All right, well, Let's put some antifreeze in it and
That's a broke.
yeah. Oh, that's the overflow line. That's okay. And I think if we're speaking correctly of the 1970s and 60s, that overflow line goes right down to the ground.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Enjoy that, little critters.
No such thing as environmentally safe back in these days. So we'll just have to replace that with some new line. But I think before we put antifreeze in, we'll start with a little water so that way if there is any leaks, we're not wasting antifreeze, and then, yeah, we'll go from there. We'll make it easy this time. Do a little funnel action. Oh, that'll work. This is your sign to get a water jug for the shop. That for me? Yep, that was for me. Put in a little more, see what happens. All right, America, here you go. Nothing like using your vegetable cleaning Tupperware for...
It's for my pickles.
It totally is.
I'm using the pickle thing. It's for my shop pickles.
For some reason, that just sounds so bad.
Gotta have shop pickles. Put them in a plastic thing. Label them. ETM 540. Shop pickles.
We'll put a little more in there. It doesn't seem to be leaking anywhere, other than where my shaky hands filled. But she's thirsty. Oh, heard a little backfire there. Okay, we'll just leave it at that for now and let that settle and see if that leaks anywhere. I think it's gonna be okay. And so long as we don't see any leaks, then we can go ahead and we'll put the antifreeze in there. So now let's go ahead and take the air cleaner off and let's see what it looks like inside the carb. Inside the carb.
You gotta keep it carbureted.
Oh, there you go.
It's so strong.
What does it look like in there? Oh, so it's foamy. Is that foam, like, does it fall out or anything, or is it still good? Oh. Oh no, that's not bad. That's awesome. I'm glad, so that's good. We want to keep that in there, because then we can reuse it.
It's all that.
From what I understand, at least I've seen on a lot of classic cars, I've seen a lot of guys use these on like drag cars because they suck in a lot of air. Just as I thought. It is one of those old school drag style parts. Nice. Love it. But this seems to look okay. It doesn't look bad, so I don't think there's any need for us to go too crazy. I think we can give it a shot without, taking it apart and cleaning it, and hopefully it's not all seized up. So why don't you try and twist? Yeah. Oh yeah, see? There you go. So we just need to keep that open as we're trying to start it. Let's see if actually it does that when I press on the gas pedal. All right, so we still need to fix our door hinge over there, so I can't necessarily, I don't want to make it any worse than it already is, so we're gonna use this. Is it opening? Is it doing anything?
It's doing stuff. We're not like there.
Yeah.
Doing all this stuff.
Where at? Oh, good. Okay.
That and that. It's all. But that didn't pop open. Was it supposed to pop open?
Yeah, that's the choke, so we're good on that. Yeah, so that's the choke, and then down here is carburetor, so.
Yeah, it was all moving.
Perfect. Sweet. Okay, so that's good. So I don't think we're going to pop that off because if we don't have to rebuild a carb today, then perfect. Now we are going to have to see about our starting wires, make sure that those are all hooked up, and then also kind of double check all this crap because there is stuff all over the place. It was rigged up for farm use. And yeah, I just want to make sure we don't short anything out. So bear with us while we time lapse trying to figure out all that crap. right, so Rhonda was able to get out the electronic fuel pump, the fuel filter, and then all the wiring. And believe it or not, the negative ground wire was a red wire, and then the other one went up to the ignition coil. But how it was set up was that there's actually a fuel line that goes through the cab at the firewall, and then he used to strap a gas can into the passenger seat and run it off of that with that fuel pump, and there's the rest of the fuel line right there. So we're going to eliminate that, and just for the sake of starting it, we're going to spray into the carb direct. But first we need to get all the home interior wiring ignition set up first, and then we can see what happens from there. And also, in the process of doing all that, we realize that we do have a leaky radiator. So that's gonna have to be addressed somehow. Coming out from, yeah, you can see it right down there at the bottom. It's actually just coming from one spot, yeah?
Feels like it.
Yeah, we may have to do an Amazon or eBay radiator, because finding radiators for these might not be very easy, but I'll search around online and see what we can find. But for the sake of running it, we're not going to put antifreeze in it. We'll just make sure that we can turn it over, and we'll let it run for a little bit, but we just won't run it long enough to where it'll ruin anything. So yep, and then we'll just have to let her leak. All right, we're going to crawl under there and see about switching out our oil filter and putting the drain plug back in for the oil pan. And we might as well just do it all at once, so that way it's all done and we can move on to putting new oil in. And then we'll clean up all this mess so we can put a drain pan back under the radiator as that thing continues to drippity drip. First order of business is finding where in the hell the oil filter's at. And I think it might be easier to get it from the top. Let's see. Oh, there is no oil filter in it. How convenient. I'm pretty sure that's it right there. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, that's the stock fuel pump. Never mind. It looked like an oil filter thingamaboobers. There's the starter. Oh, where could you be? Is that it? If that's it, then we have the wrong oil filter.
It's something.
Yep, that's definitely something.
Yeah, it's something.
That's something. This is where we break away for a sec and Google search.
Hello, Google.
So 1966 Nissan Patrol oil filter location.
You typed in 1866.
Wow. I didn't realize we had such an old vehicle on our hands. Are they trying to sell you a whole new engine?
No, they... Oh. Join and subscribe.
ETM 540 Clubhouse.
Do.
So nowhere online was there anything stating exactly where a oil filter for a 1966 Nissan Patrol was. So we're just gonna figure it out on our own, because we think that it is this right here. And it looks about right. We probably should put that drip pan underneath of it before we unloosen it. And then that drain plug can be put back in too now.
Okay. Am I under you?
Go a little more towards the rear of the truck. Right there. And then a little more to the passenger side. Right there. Perfect. Thank you. Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, God. Oh. All right, let's see if this is the winner chicken dinner. That is a hell of a bolt. Oh, and it's hollow too, so that makes sense. Yep, and it's hollow up top. So I'm assuming that's for oil flow. Oh. Yep, that's it. All right. So we just have, oh crap. We have an old school oil filter on our hands. Yep. So much for AutoZone's cross-reference, because it was way off. No worries. They're just doing the best they can.
They're in the zone, the auto zone.
Yeah, but that's just the cover. The filter itself is...
Oh, snazzy. Just throw some Dawn dishwashing soap on it, it'll be fine.
Yeah, just spit on it.
Fixed.
Perfect. So there you go. There's the oil filter on a 66 Nissan Patrol. Never ever worked on one of these before, so I don't know the specifics of cleaning them or whatever the case may be. So I'm going to look it up right now and find out, because I'd like to have that nice and clean before we move on to the next step. In the meantime, Rhonda's putting the oil. Let's see if we can find her arm. There she is.
Hey!
She's putting.
There you guys.
She's putting the drain plug back in to the oil pan, and then yeah, that way we'll be good to go for when we start dumping good old 1030 back in this pig. Oh, and something else I want to show you. As we were looking for other things, I just thought it was super cool how it's stamped everywhere. Nissan Japan, Japan on the exhaust manifold. I think it back here somewhere. Yeah, Nissan, if you can see it. Oh, it's right there. Yep, right there on the head. Rhonda and I were today years old when we found out that you cannot clean an old school oil filter and you need to replace it. We went to AutoZone and got a new filter, but it was the wrong one. So for the sake of starting this beast up, we're just going to pop this one back in, and then we'll just replace it at a later date. So I'm just going to clean up the outside of it and do a little bit of that, so that way it's just one more step forward, and then we'll go ahead and put new oil in, and then we can start wiring stuff together to get the ignition to pop off. Hopefully. Crossing fingers. We're on our fingers crossed. Crossing it. All right, in the process of not wanting to get any gunk into our oil pump area, I managed to get a bunch of gunk in our oil pump area. Perfect! Super stoked about that. But it was kind of unavoidable. There is tons and tons of just gunk and over the years sludge all over this thing. So we're going to take a little extra time to clean up as much as we can before we move on to the next steps of putting fresh oil back in and hooking up the electric starter and putting the battery in. So we're going to take some time to do that, and then we will come back. So as I'm sitting here sweeping, I accidentally hit the exhaust, and that doesn't seem right. Should there be acorns in the muffler?
Yeah, acorns.
Pretty sure that's not supposed to be there. Or the baling wire holding it together. Oh my gosh. Where are they all coming from? That's amazing. Farm fresh. Oh.
That's so funny.
All right. Yeah. We're going to have a squirrel knocking on the shop door. Going, where's my loot?
Where's my food?
Where's my food?
I want my cookies!
Let's save that for winter. Okay, we did a nice little cleanup underneath there. It was a big old freaking mess. And speaking of messes, yeah, I might have forgotten to put a towel down for that, but oh well, what are you gonna do? We are going to put that back in, fill this biscuit up with oil, and then get to, like I said, those starting electronics, and I think we'll be good to try and fire off once we put the battery in. We'll see what happens. Okay, we've gone as far as we can up to this point, other than that starter button. So now time to put some dinosaur blood in. Yeah. Fill her up.
What's that noise?
That is the sound of the engine filling up with oil. I don't see any leaks anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that also could be that, I don't know how the filter works, but it could be the filter filling up too, because that was totally empty.
A little behind the ears.
Yeah.
Essence of STP.
Throw some on the wrists. Yeah, she was a thirsty girl.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
In every way.
So we have a little leak coming out from where the filter was at, but I don't know if that's residual oil from when I put it back on or what, but we'll find out. We'll call under, but let's see what the dipstick is saying now with the new oil in. We're in the safe zone. Cool. And it's clean oil. Beautiful. Now let's go see what that leak is underneath really quick. Okay. There we go. That's good. There's our culprit. Got a little bit of a leak coming off that oil filter there, but it's leaking dark oil, so it must be pushing the bad stuff out. But for now, we'll just deal with it. So I just wiped it off with a rag and it seems to have stopped, so I think it was just residual oil, but we'll just keep an eye on it just in case. But I think we'll be okay. All right, we're at a point where I believe we are going to throw down the new battery, and then we actually got some new terminal bolts for it too. I'm going to, before the new battery gets fully hooked up, I'm actually going to hook up what janky little starter situation, start button situation we got going on, and then yeah, it's super janky. And then pull this fuel line out, and then we'll go from there. So we're almost there though.
How do we know which one's a positive? Oh, because that's grounded.
Yeah. All right, Rhonda's got the battery in, and upon further inspection, it looks like the key is not hooked up to anything, and our starter switch or our starter button is wired directly to the battery. So, or to the starter, sorry. So once the battery terminal's on, then basically it is ready to rock. So we're just going to switch this or hook this up, and then put the positive terminal on, and then just hope that there's no smoke. So we should probably actually get a fire extinguisher. Yeah, ready to go. So yeah, let's hope for the best. All right, so pretty much everything's hooked up, at least that we think it needs to be. I'm just gonna prop the choke open. But initially, we are going to hook up the positive terminal on the battery, and as usual, if you guys see any smoke, let us know, but we do have the proper safety precautions. Rhonda is in the cab in a full fire suit, just in case. We don't want her to get any burn injuries.
I'm on fire! You're not on fire!
Let's see what happens.
Hope for the best.
Okay, so positive is on. I do not see anything smoking yet, so that's good. Be ready. Ooh, she turns over, ladies and gents. All right, so we know she turns over. Let's just do a little bit of that. See what happens. Oh! She's dumping fluid somewhere.
That's just acorns.
Oh, that's acorns. Oh my gosh.
Acorns.
That was a whole lot of acorns. She wants to do it. She wants to do it. Oh. Oh, come on. Oh, she fired.
She launched acorns.
It was so funny. I thought it was dripping fluid somewhere.
Oh, it is dripping fluid.
Oh, yeah, the oil filter.
Did you put the barrel away already?
No, the barrel's right here.
It needs to go under.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let me grab. Come on, baby. Oh, she wants it so bad.
Maybe it's to turn some stuff because it needs some oils.
Yeah, she's definitely needs a little bit more. I'm almost thinking that she needs like maybe a bigger battery or something. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. But let's try a little more. Come on. Something's burning back there. I think it might be... No, nothing crazy. She's just spraying that oil now. So it's not turning over again, but it turned over. It turned over.
It turned over.
It turned over! So that's good because for us, that tells us it's good enough to keep putting some money into it, which is great because we want this thing to be on the road and we want it to run. But as you could tell, as we were continuing to try and turn it over, it had a pretty weak start on it. So I'm thinking we need to clean some terminals. We need to address the oil leak at the oil filter area. And there's definitely like the starter. I'm sure that those terminals need to be, they're probably corroded. Rhonda found some broken fuses that need to be addressed. So, you know, we can get some little stuff here and there. And plus we need to address the...
That's kinked closed.
Oh my gosh, that is kink closed. Yeah, the water pump is kink closed. And there's just stuff, little things here and there. We can pop the distributor off. We can clean those. You know, we're going to do all that. But I think we'll do it in the next video because we've put a lot into this so far up to this point today just to make sure that if it did pop off that it was going to not, you know, it would have all the fluids necessary and all that. And unfortunately, if you can see, the oil filter leak is causing some problems, but it's also pushing out all the bad oil that was in it too. So it might be a blessing in disguise. Fortunately, oil is $15 for 5 liters. So I'll just go pick up another one. But she runs. She legitimately ran.
She ran.
She ran.
She blew acorns.
Yeah, she blew acorns out of the exhaust. I mean, we just swept all that and it literally just blew all that stuff out of the exhaust. So to the squirrel that was using our Nissan Patrol as a home and a storage area for all your winter food, sorry, not sorry. Get the frick out. So anyways, I'm excited. Rhonda's excited. That was a lot of work. And I'm glad we put it in because now we know and now we can move forward. So, yep, next episode, we'll be cleaning some electrical terminals, or maybe not. Maybe we'll do it in the offside so that way we can just jam it. But either way, when this thing fires and runs at idle, trust me, you guys will know. But for now, I think we're good. Are you good?
Let's do it. I mean, yeah, we're good. What? Who? Squirrel.
She's good. No, the squirrel's been evicted. The squirrel's gone.
Oh.
All right, so yeah. So I think we're gonna, well, yeah. I just squirreled. Damn it! Squirrel! Squirrel. Too many freaking squirrels in this shop. Okay, so yeah, that's it. All right, guys, so thank you so much for coming along on the little adventure of the Nissan Patrol. We are so happy to get started on this beast. I just want it. I want it to run so bad, but we know it's going to, but I just want it to. So that is a huge win in our book. So I'm really fired up, and yeah, I just can't wait to bring you guys along for when it actually does turn over. And yeah, so anyways, thank you all for your support. Thank you so much for all the likes, comments, subscribers, all the new guys out there and gals. We appreciate you all so much. We're a family owned and operated YouTube channel, and we are just trying to grow as much as we can. And yeah, merch is going to be on the way soon, so be on the lookout for that. Probably not for another 6 months, but we do want to do it. People have been asking lately, our own family and friends, and we definitely want to get kicking on that sometime soon. So yeah, so we'll see you in the next episode. It's either going to be this or that. It's probably going to be that, but I don't know. We'll play it by ear, but yeah, we love you guys. Thank you.